Welcome to my show, Reflections. You are over here with Sarithia. We are about to get started. Hit the like and subscribe button. Okay, Reflection. With that being said, I'm not here to waste your time. You know how we do when we get over here with the crew. Now, if you missed the title, then you are, well, if you missed the title, Reflection, what you doing over here and you ain't read the title? They say, Sarita, I just clicked it. Well, I appreciate that, Reflection. Shout out to you. You are over here with the crew. But the title is Reflection, the 48 Laws of Power. That is actually what we're here to talk about tonight. We're actually, or today, whenever you click the video, we're actually here to discuss the fourth law out of the 48 laws of power, because I think that this law is a law that we actually need to go over right now. Reflection. Okay. Now the fourth law in the 48 Laws of Power, for everyone who don't know, this is actually the book that we're referencing from tonight. It's called The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. If you don't have this copy, I think they have it on Audible as well, to Reflection. But this is definitely a good book to reference to have in your collection, okay? Especially if you like dealing with the mental, okay? So with that being said, Reflection, we are actually here talking about law 4 tonight. Now, what is law 4? Law 4 is less is always best. Now, what do we mean when we say less is always best? Reflection. You know how some people they like to express themselves a lot. Reflection. They like to have you ever seen that person where they can't keep their emotions in? And you're like, I can tell what makes that person tick. I can tell what type of day this person is having. I can tell what they don't like. I can almost tell what they do like just off how they are having an explosive moment. Okay, less is always best. Or not even, sometimes it doesn't have to be explosive. It can just be a moment where maybe you should be quiet instead of telling too much, because you just never know who's listening. Remember that, Reflection. You never know who's watching and you never know who's listening. Okay. So law 4 actually says the less you say, the more intimidating and powerful you are. Always say less than necessary. When you speak, make it vague and ambitious, leaving the meaning to others to interpret. They'll be frustrated and obsessed with trying to figure you out. Now, Reflection, we all know someone like that that's just in the background, and they say the people that speak the least know the most. And why is that? Have you ever noticed, why is it? Why the person that speaks the less know the most? Because they're constantly observing. They see, okay, this didn't work for this person, so let me try it this way. Okay, they went over here and it didn't work for them, let me try it over here. The person that sits back and observe will always know more. Okay. So that goes back to this song, this saying, you never know who's watching. Okay. It's always a wise one in the background watching. So less is always best. Okay. Not only that, law 4 actually says when you are trying to impress people with words, the more you say, the more common you will appear, because they can tell everything you're saying. They can tell who you are by what you're saying. Okay. So it also says, even if you are saying something banal, it will seem original if you make it vague, straight to the point. Whatever you got to say, a person may ask you something, and you just, instead of going into full detail, you just give them maybe a 1-2 word sentence. Reflection, and take what you want out of this. It's kind of hard to manipulate a 1 or 2 word sentence, right? Okay, let's keep it going. Powerful people impress and intimidate by saying less. The more you say, the more likely you are to say something foolish. Okay. Remember, someone once told me, I can't use anything against you if you don't give me anything to use. Okay. So, what does that mean, Reflection? What is a word? Let's talk about the word. Well, let's talk about words. What are words? Why do we need to use, why are words more powerful when they are used less. Okay. Sometimes it only take that one right word reflection to get shit done. Okay. So, and that can be positive or negative because we live on a plane of duality. So the word actually is what? It comes actually from a single distinctive meaning, element, or speech or writing. Okay. A word is also a command, a password, or a signal reflection. When you have to think, manipulating words is key. So, what does that mean when we say manipulating words is key? No one can manipulate anything if you don't give them anything to manipulate. It's hard to manipulate a 3 word sentence reflection. So less is always this. Remember, this planet is built off of numbers and symbols. It was a time where we didn't even use words reflection. We strictly went off telepathic communication. Okay. And we'll notice that a lot of people, sometimes the words can get manipulated and it can cause them in certain sticky situations. But if you know how to manipulate words and you know how others can manipulate words, it can kind of help you shorten those words, or it can help you avoid certain situations. So what does the word manipulate mean? To manipulate something, when I say manipulate, to manipulate something, you control it, you handle it, you alter it, you edit it, you move it, you create it to what you want it to appear to be reflection. Okay. So we all have said something and maybe someone took it the wrong way or they bent it to their own illusion. You're like, I didn't say that. That was never my intentions. That was never the meaning of what I said. How did you get out of I'm saying this to I want to go to a buffet? I told you I want a snack. I didn't say I was hungry. I just said I wanted a snack. Okay, reflection. Or if they were like, okay, well, I can eat. Are you hungry? I can eat. It's kind of hard to manipulate something out of I can eat. But if someone asks you, are you hungry? Well, I could use a snack. Then they pull you up at a buffet and you're like, well, I just said I wanted a snack. And they're like, well, what do you consider a snack? You kind of get what I'm saying? It's called manipulation of words. It's just a small example reflection, but something can start off small. If you can manipulate something small on a small level, you can manipulate it on a big level. Okay. Think about the world that we live in. So, with that being said, reflection, we know now to manipulate is to alter, to handle, or to control. Okay. And a word is what? A word is a command, a password, or a signal. So to manipulate a word, you are controlling your words. Okay. You have to watch that reflection. Remember, we are on a plane, a magnetic plane. We are on a plane where words are not primitive, but words do cast spells. So you have to watch the words that you use. Okay. Less is always best. Now, if you go through the book of the 48 laws of power, this is another thing that is said within the 48 laws of powers. It says oysters open completely when the moon is full. And when the crab sees one, it throws a piece of stone or seaweed into it, and then the oyster cannot close again, so that it serves the crab for meat. Such is the fate of him who opens his mouth too much and thereby puts himself at mercy of the listener. Okay, so he threw basically the oyster opened its mouth up, its symbolism. When the oyster opened its mouth up, he threw something in their reflection. He got the opportunity. If the oyster would have never opened their mouth wide enough for the crab to throw something in there to keep their mouth open now, then they would have never been food for the crab. You get it, reflection. If the mouth would have stayed, if the oyster would have kept its mouth closed, because less is always best, reflection. You never know someone's intention. You never know the listener's intentions. You never know, because there's always someone. Just because you can't see them doesn't mean it's not someone in the background watching or listening. Okay. Now that saying was actually by Leonardo da Vinci. Okay. Now, this is another quick quote that I actually want you to think about right here as well, reflection, that is actually from Law 4 out of the 48 Laws of Power. Now, it says right here, never stop moving your own lips and teeth before the subordinates do. The longer I keep quiet, the sooner others move their lips and teeth. As they move their lips and teeth, I can thereby understand their real intentions. People don't know your real intentions if you keep quiet. The less you give a person, the more they have to decode reflection. You get what I'm saying? It's hard to decode something when you only give them 3 words or less. Let's keep it going. As their move, as their lips and teeth move, I can thereby understand their real intentions. It is the sovereign and not mysterious. The ministers will find the opportunity to take. Now, what does that mean, reflection? It means that, again, it goes back to what I said in the beginning of the video. Think about life or think about your enemy as a particular weapon. They can't load, and your words are the bullets that go into the weapon. They can't load their particular weapon if you don't give them any bullets. You get what I'm saying, reflection? So if you the less words you give them, the more ammunition they have to fire back at you. Okay. So think about it like that, reflection. Not only that, it actually says that there are times when being silent can be unwise. So there is a time where this can work, reflection, in a negative way. Sometimes it can make people suspicious. When you're too quiet, it can make people suspicious. It just depends on the agenda that you're trying to get accomplished. So if you're trying to accomplish certain agendas, you don't want to appear too suspicious, or else they may go digging too far. Reflection, they may go digging too much, and they may knock you off your goal. Now, not only that, it says you may want to use words as a smoke screen to hide your intention. So sometimes it's not good to use less words because it's duality and everything. It's a flip side to everything. Now, the flip side of this law list is best. Sometimes you need your words because again, words do what? They control situations. They alter situations. They edit situations. They can manifest certain realities. Okay. So sometimes you can use your words as a smoke screen, but you never want to use them too much though, reflection, because that person still decode what you're saying. This part, if you have the right person, they can look through this smoke screen. Okay, so you just have to kind of know the energies that you are working with. And we are over here tonight talking about the 48 laws of power. We are talking about law 4, when less is always best, reflection. Again, you can definitely check out more videos on the 48 laws of power if you go click the playlist tab. It's definitely a couple of videos over there. I didn't do them singly. I think I did them in threes actually. But we can definitely get back on the 48 laws of power. If you would like to, reflection, just drop in the comments and let me know if you want me to keep going, and we will. Okay. But with that being said, reflection, I wanted to definitely come over here and talk about this particular law 4, less is always best, because this is very essential in the times that we are in right now. This is a time, reflection, where your words can be your biggest come up or your biggest downfall. So just remember that when you are going throughout your daily life, remember anything that you put on the internet is forever. Until